Hello everybody, my name's GTeam2 as of always, and of course, if you can read from the title, this is not a usual video. I've actually not done one of these in quite a while, and if I'm not mistaken, I think by this time I've deleted all my collection update videos, but I'm not too sure. I think I left them up, but at the same time, I'm not sure. So if I did, I did. If I didn't, I didn't. And then, so this might be a fresh start, and I think it's something I want to do more often because I do not post enough, if y'all can't tell. So let's just jump right into it. So a lot of these, I can't really say figures because, well, there's only one thing that kind of stands out, but a lot of these things kind I started getting these back in October, September-ish, and my most recent one just came about, I think, a week ago. So, yeah, so it's like a haul from October to now, basically. So, let's go right into it. The first figure I got back in October, if y'all can notice, is one of my favorite editions, honestly, because it's one of my favorite Ultra monsters, is the Mighty Gomez, the Spark Doll from Ultraman X. So yeah, I love this figure. I love Gomez. I love him because it's just the Godzilla suit and everything. But it's a very interesting monster. And I recently just watched the Ultraman X episode he was in. And he's a very, very powerful monster. Very reminiscent of Godzilla in that episode. And I really appreciate it. But yeah, just the Spark Doll Gomez from the Ultraman X. And then the next figure. Honestly, I have not seen any of the series he is from, but he has such a cool design, and he's a son of one of my all-time favorite villains of Ultraman. He is Ultraman Geed, or Geed. I think it's Geed, but I kept pronouncing him as Geed for some reason because I'm stupid, but whatever. It's Ultraman Geed, and I absolutely just adore him. I adore his design, I adore his backstory. Once again, I've not seen the Ultraman Geed series, so I have a lot to watch, but I'm currently watching Ultraman X, so I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm just gonna scooch Gomez over there. We're gonna put Ultraman Geed right about, that seems about right. And then, yet again, another Ultraman X monster. I've been wanting this figure ever since Ultraman X came out, which is about 2 years ago, and I absolutely just love the design, I love the aesthetics of it, I love his backstory and everything, so without further ado, it is the Cyber Monster, Cyber Gamora. And once again, I absolutely love the design. I think it's a lot more dynamic than just some Ultraman, or I'm sorry, not Ultraman, some Mecha Gamora. It's a different type of mech design. I really enjoy it. I love how he has a G on it. It looks very reminiscent of the old Mecha Godzilla with the MG on his shoulder and everything. So, Cyber Gamora. Oops, let's just scoot you over there. And then I purely got this figure mostly for aesthetics. I didn't really know who he was, so I had to look up his backstory and everything. Unfortunately, I did not watch where he was in a special of Ultraman and Andros Melos. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Whatever. Very cool design, very neat villain. Here he is. Judah Spectre. And again, I love his design. I love this whole like satanic kind of design. I love those kind of aesthetics. No, I'm not a Satanist. Thank you very much. I really like the dark and kind of spooky design he has going on. Judah Spectre seems like a really cool villain. I would love to know more about him. So, Judah Spectre. I'm gonna start rearranging these guys. Gonna put you over there. Gonna put you here. Geed can go right here. There we go. And then next guy. I've always been a fan of this particular Seijin, and the design is very neat to me. I love what they did with this. It is the Ultraman Cosmos version of Bolton, or Basical Bolton. I believe that's what it's called. And this guy is very cool. It's a modern take on Bolton, and I believe it's a different kind of Bolton and everything. I think it's really neat. I've not seen where he's from, like most of these things. But I really do enjoy his design, and I really like it, so Basical Bolton. Okay, so then there was a short break of me buying figures for a while, so I decided like these was going to be it, but then I started finishing up watching Ultraman Ginga S, and that series is very good. By the way, I was not sponsored by this, but go check out Ultraman series on Crunchyroll. They have, I think, Leo, 80, Nexus, Mebius, Max, shoot, what else do they have? Oh, Ginga, Ginga S, X, Orb, and now G. So basically kind of like the most relevant Ultra series. You do not have a, I wish they had more of a selection, but whatever, I can't complain too much. So that was just me plugging Crunchyroll, I guess. And so I got one of two of these figures in a pack I ordered from the same buyer, or a same seller, not buyer. And it is a Ultra, and it is the Ultraman Ginga Victory. And I love how this looks, honestly. It looks like Ultraman at the same time. It doesn't look like Ultraman. It's very cool. It's a very different take. I love the fusion it has, and it's very cool. Ultraman Ginga and Ultraman Victory make a very cool fusion. Ultraman Ginga Victory, or Ginga Victory, I believe that's what's called. So the next monster is also a figure I've been having my eye on, and if you haven't noticed, I'm very much into the Spark Dolls. I know a lot of people don't really, a lot of older collectors don't care for the Spark Dolls, but for younger collectors it's a lot more viable because the 6-inch figures are now going up, and like the most expensive 6-inch figures I've seen are about 30 bucks. And no offense, but I'm not really willing to shove out 30 bucks for a bunch of figures, so my price range is usually sticking to 25 being the max. So the next monster is a Spark Doll, and I wanted this because I've always loved the design of this EX figure. And without further ado, it is EX Red King. And I love what they did with EX Red King. I think he first appeared in that Ultraman Fighting Evolution Rebirth. It's very cool what they did. It's very silly with his big old Popeye arms. So yeah, he's very different, but he's very cool. So EX Red King. Oops, sorry, King of Victory, jeez. And the last but not least Spark Doll I have bought is a very underwhelming villain in Ultraman Ginga. I think he deserves a lot more because he is such a cool character. I feel like they could do a lot more. The design is just menacing. And it is Dark Lugiel, or Dark Rugiel? I have no idea. Japanese subtitles and everything. But Dark Lugiel is a very menacing looking dude. He is badass to the core, dude. It is great. I love this figure. I love the design. It's very neat. So, Dark Lugiel. And that about does it for the Spark Doll figures. Now, this does not conclude the collection update, thankfully. So, without much delay further, I actually got a very interesting Tokusatsu series. I'm not sure, I believe, I know for a fact Ultraman Mac has heard of it because he's the king of like weird and obscure Tokusatsu series. But this is a very different take on like the Ultraman and everything. So, without that, it is the Iron King Complete series. I believe this only has, what is this, 26 episodes, and I can only sit through 2 of them so far. I've taken a big break from watching this because this is it's very different, and the subtitles are very delayed, and that kind of turns me off while watching this. But it's not too bad. It's an acquired taste. I'll give you that. It was only $7, and I was like, why not? I have the money. So that is the complete series of Iron King. I wouldn't say I would recommend it. I mean, it's more for hardcore Tokusatsu fans, and I love Tokusatsu, I love giant monsters and kaiju, but I don't think if I knew what I knew now, I think I would just rather stream this through like YouTube or something like that than actually buy it, but whatever, I think it's pretty neat to have. So the next 2 figures I got, actually pretty dated figures. I don't know what overcame me to get this figure, but I'm glad I got it. It is the reimagining of Jumborg, I believe it's Jumborg Ace, and it is Genebot from the Ultraman Zero movie. I think it was Ultraman Zero Revenge of Belial or whatever. This figure is badass. I love how this looks. I love Jumborg now because I've seen a couple clips and episodes and snippets here and there. Jumborg is very interesting. I love what they did with this, and not to spoil anything, but I've been planning on doing a little short film involving Genebot. So it'll be in just look out for stuff like that. I'm not sure where to put him. I guess he can stand here. He can stand right over here. It's okay. It's alright. He can just stand right there. Then the next figure, to go along with my Genebot, I got his enemy, Darkgon, also from the Ultraman Zero movie. And Darkgon, wow, I was actually impressed because Darkgon looks a lot better than he does in promotional pictures. And he's very cool. I don't really know much about him. I know he's a general in Ultraman Beelzebub's army, but other than that, I don't know much anything about him. I know he's like Genebot's sworn enemy because he's another reimagining of a Genebot enemy. I think his name is Antigon, or something like that. Very cool, very neat. I like his design. I like the design a lot. It looks kind of like those like poofy French, like old French Renaissance looking dresses and everything. So yeah, Darkgon, everybody. And finally, but certainly not least, now I completely forgot I ordered this because I ordered this back in like the second week of November, and it is actually not a. Oh, I'm gonna actually move Genebot as I'm talking. It is actually not a Ultra Monster this time. If you can't notice, I'm very into Ultraman at the moment, but I'm very pleased. Now, you know what? I'm just gonna bring out the figure and I'll let you know my thoughts. It is the crown jewel of the collection update. It is the Anigoji from, of course, Godzilla Monster Planet, and he's gonna swing at everybody. He's gonna stand right there. Now, I absolutely am in love with this figure. Not only is it blew my mind, because I was not a fan. I was not a fan of Anigoji's design. I did not mind that he looked a little bit like 2014. That was to be expected, honestly. Like, why not take a little design from the American Godzilla? But I was not a fan of his origins. And I mean, when everyone first heard about it, everyone was making, the jokes and the memes about like, oh, he's a plant, he's basically Biolante, haha. Now that I've not seen the movie, of course, but I've heard that he's actually coming from the Earth. He's so much like he is a part of the Earth. He's a part of the ecosystem. It kind of grew on me, pun intended, a little bit. And when I finally got this figure in my hands, the design very much grew into me. I love the blue. Now I know the blue's not really showing like that well because I'm in front of a green screen, but the blue and the sparkles on the blue, it just complements him so well. I love this figure. I love it a lot. I love how big he is. I'm gonna try and move him that way I don't knock everything over. But he's a very big figure, and he's very thick, very solid, very thick figure. So I don't know. I'm so stupid. I'm sorry, but I love this figure. I love it a lot. I loved it a lot more than I expected, and I'm really glad I bought it. And like I said, it came about, I think, last week, and it's just a very neat, very rad, very cool figure. And I suggest that if you haven't really warmed up to the design of Anigoji, I said this will really like put your mind at ease. I don't know if I really get the SH Monstars because that's gonna seem really expensive, and I haven't really bought an SH Monster Arts in a while. I don't think since my 1954 Goji, I believe. I'm not even sure. Maybe it was my Ghidorah, but again, I'm not sure. A lot of these SH Monster Arts figures are starting to get pretty damn expensive, so I'm not willing to shove out that much money for it. But to just wrap this up, I want to thank you all for watching this video. I'm not sure what kind of you get out of me, shoving my collection in your face, but since I did that whole collection video, I decided, hey, why not do some collection updates? I know a lot of these figures were in the collection video, but I decided, hey, why not? So I just want to do a quick, here goes my tripod. I want to do a quick overview of everything I got. Once again, actually looking at it, it's not that much, but to me it means a lot. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. Thank you all for watching my other videos. And just a quick minor update, I'm currently working on Ultra 7 Episode 3. It's been a long time in the works because of school and my new job and everything, so it's been very hard, but hey, I'm making it work. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, bye!